Great Rising, y'all. Great Rising. Ooh, let me turn these cameras around. Well, at least one. Okay, I'm going to call Tyrone. It's the holidays. Okay. Look who's with us today on the walk. Mary Rice, formerly a slave, Alabama. Alabama. She was an enslaved person in Alabama. And this is, they're doing interviews after Emancipation Proclamation. We'll also listen to it. The voices on tape. This is Ink Bishop. And this is my favorite. South Carolina. This old Moore. This old Moore. Even powerful in death. And this is John Cole. This old Moore. Georgia. This old Moore. This old Moore. Very powerful energy. Very powerful energy. I said, come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Because when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. Great Rising. Jump on your bikes. Get your mats. Get your weight. Fair use. Remembering slavery, of course, we know it's enslavement. We know plantations were encampments. And this says fair use. Now, this old Moore knows that fair use and us. Oh, no wonder it's so low. I never put it on speaker. I was like, boy, that sounds so low. It sounds nice, but it sounds low. Great Rising, y'all. So here we go. Buckle up. I'm checking the volume.
The inability of slave men to protect their women and children against the wrath of the master caused enormous pain. In this passage read by Louis Gossett Jr., Jordan Johnson remembers the anguish of a man forced to watch his pregnant wife.
The feet look good on this one, but I don't like my head chopped off.
Husbands always went to
feet.
the woods when they
I like
loved the
seeing my head
wives
chopped
due
off.
for a whipping.
Ooh.
But in the field, they dare not leave. Had to stay there. Not daring even look like they didn't like it. Charlie Jones was one slave that had his wife working in the same field.
Y'all were so powerful. Y'all could have bopped everybody upside
They
their
were
head.
setting out.
But then I know they would legislate laws.
And it was big
to
with
get at
child and getting near her time. So
We
one
gotta
day,
protect you
she made a slip and chopped a young shoot down.
by blocking those
Old man did his
racist,
overseer.
Hatfield and
Come
McCoy
running up,
laws.
screaming at her, and it made her more nervous, and she chopped off another one. Old overseer lifted up that raw hide and beat Annie.
Overseer, Hatfields and McCoys.
Till she fell to the
That's
ground.
the Scott Irish. That's all they was born here for. That's why they cops and everything to do with the law.
Sky, not daring to look at her.
And the only law they know is to make them look good and us look
Well,
like
did
shit.
you ever hear of any slaves being mistreated? Did was any tales?
No, what a dumb question that is.
Yes, I know times and mistreated people that did, and I hear our folks talking about them whooping, because they had to bleed the back to pick the clothes from the back.
Good Lord have mercy.
John Henry Falk
Those are the
interviewed a
interviews.
woman he knew as Aunt Harriet Smith.
White folks that, but they wasn't sure they allowed their colored people.
Did the slaves get whipped?
Sunday
Oh no,
evening.
they wanted to
white
be
folks left
enslaved
the
in an
preachers,
encampment.
our folks
Stop
left
talking
their
about a freaking plantation
Well, it's
like
called the
everybody
White
was
Folks
at
Church.
Disneyland
Yes,
land.
I went to Mountain City to the white folks church many times. See, the white folks would have church in the morning, then they'd let the colored people have church at their church in the evening.
During slavery.
In slave time. Yeah,
Uh,
slave time.
Well, would the white preachers tell you to behave yourselves and be
Oh, yes.
good to your masters?
Yes, that's what they preach.
Spirituality helped many slaves make it through their daily routine of servitude and passivity. But organized religion
Oh,
was
shit.
a part
Sorry,
of their
y'all.
lives, only so
Sorry,
much
y'all.
as their owners would allow.
Oh,
Laura
with these
Smart.
curtains.
Well, did they
I mean,
have
with these
church? Did
cameras.
the slaves
No,
have church?
I never remember no church. Mama said the only church, I didn't remember that part of it. All the church would have be a tub of water sitting just like this thing is, and that would catch your voice. And they would have church around that tub, all of them get around the tub. Get around the tub.
Old Moss didn't want to have a
They
church.
don't have no church. No, they didn't have no church. And old master come along with one of them. One of them was there having church around the tub, and he's down praying. And said he was down there praying, just a praying. Old master come in, he just a praying. He come in, he did, and told him to get up from there. He didn't get up, he just a praying. He said, the old master come in, so put me. He quit praying until
He started praying
Lord have
him.
mercy on
He was praying
Lord have mercy
to a God
on
to
him.
come save him while the master was beating him. He didn't realize the reason why he was getting beat, because that's what he was praying for.
Old master. And that old master put them in the temple, wouldn't get up, just flinched, just like push, and put and hit you, with flinch. He just prayed for old master. The old master stepped back and said, I'm ready to kick you naked. I'm ready to kick you naked.
Ain't that
He
something?
never stopped praying, he had to go on leaving praying.
If he had grabbed hold of that man's foot, he could have broken it in 10 places
Well,
in
that was the Lord,
seconds.
that's cause that.
Yes, the Lord works a lot of things.
Yes, of course, the Lord was suffered him to stay down there and get that whooping and pray. Just keep it praying. And I think I jumped up. I don't know. Seemed like me, I jumped up.
I know I jumped up.
I jumped up.
Well, what about
You
getting
realize-
married? How did they go about marrying a slave?
Well, they told me to jump over a broom backward. I don't know.
Jump over a
They told me
broom
to jump over a
backwards.
broom backward.
Ain't that some Hatfield and
Didn't
McCoy
ask
stupid
master or
shit?
nothing. Just go to answer and tell her you wants to get mated.
Esther Rowe as Caroline.
Oh,
Johnson
Esther
Harris.
Rose.
She tell us to
What a
think about
great
it hard for 2 days, because marrying was sacred in the eyes of Jesus. After 2 days, Moses and I went back and said we done thought about it and we still want to get married. Then she called all the slaves after task to pray for the union that God was going to make. Pray we stay together and have lots of children and none of them get sold away from the parents.
War's energy, the
Then she lay a
ancestors' war
broomstick across
energy.
the sill
is
of the
rumbling.
house we was going to live
Rumbling.
in
I just wish
and
they'd
join
jump
our
into
hands
action.
together.
I just wish they'd jump
Before
into
we step
action more.
over,
Maybe
she
in
asked us
action.
once more
Maybe
if
fucking
we
them
were
up
sure we wanted to
as
get
I'm walking on
married.
this treadmill.
Of course we said yes. Then she said, in the eyes of Jesus, step into the holy land of matrimony. When we stepped across the broomstick, we was married. It was bad luck to touch the broomstick. Folks always stepped high because they didn't want no spell cast on them. And Sue used to say whichever one touched the stick was going to die first.
Matthew Jarrett objected to the way slave marriages were trivialized by the white masters. He said, we slaves know that them words wasn't binding. Don't mean nothing, listen to say.
Exactly.
What God done join, can't no man pull asunder. But they never would say that.
Ha!
Just said, now you married.
What about, Johnny, that business of taking
These are the
hiring some of
interviews.
the Negroes, the good hands, and good women and good men going off and breeding them like cattle. Do you remember anything about that?
No, I didn't know the Stephen. They wouldn't let you know that, but I heard it after. After that, they do that. But Stephen is coming up and let us know about something like that. But they say that was sure so. You know, just like a big fine looking
The
woman,
war's
big fine
energy
looking
is
man, you know.
rumbling.
Old boss
Gotta
wants,
be
you know,
so enraged.
shows on, you know. They just fade him up in the house or somewhere, you know, going off and leave him in there. You want to breed them like little hogs or horses, something like that, I say.
That was Laura Smalley talking about the attempts of certain masters to arrange
You hear that?
relationships between slave men and women
The Hatfields and
against their
McCoys.
will.
And they still doing it now.
Rose Williams had a first-hand experience with this type of situation. Rose is
And
portrayed
you,
by Jetta Jones.
descendants of the great mighty
There's one
Moors,
thing Master
who were
Hawkins
conquered.
does to me.
They
But
didn't
I
know.
can't jump from
But you
my
know.
mind. I know he don't do it for meekness, but I always holds it against him. What he
All this
done was
forgiving and
forced me
forgiving
to
and
live
forgiving.
with that Rufus
Everybody forgiving but us.
against my wants.
What kind of shit is that?
After I've been at his place about a year, the master come to me and say, "You gonna live with Rufus in that cabin over yonder, go fixing for living." I was about 16 years old and had no learning. I was just an ignorant child. I thought he meant for me to tend the cabin for Rufus and some other niggas. I took charge of the cabin after work was done and fixed his supper. Now, I don't like Rufus because he a bully.
They put them together. They
They
sent over there at 15. That's these nasty Hatfields McCoy that's still running this country.
Then I goes here and there.
And they
talk
still
until I
nasty.
was ready for sleep. And then I get
Don't matter Democrat, don't matter Republican, don't matter Socialist, don't matter Green. Hatfields and McCoy. This is their memory.
What you mean, you fool? He said for me to hush them out. That's my bunk too, he said. You touched in the head. Get out, I told him, and pushed my feet against him and give him a shove, and out he goes on the floor before he know what I was doing. He jumped up and he mad. He looked like a wild baby. He starts for the bunk and I jump quick for the poker. It's about
Quick for the
feet
poker.
long.
And y'all sitting here and these men slap you around like they do these white women. We ain't the same, we're stronger. We're better, smarter.
He looked at
Get
me
your shit together.
steady for a minute.
Stop kissing these dummies'
He
asses.
was thinking hard. Then he go and sit on the bench and say, "Just wait. You think you're smart, but you're foolish in the head. Hush your big mouth and stay away from me. That's all I want," I say. And just sits and holds that book in my hand. He just sits looking like a bull. Then we sits and sits for about an hour. And then he go away and I bars the door. Well, the next day when I goes to Missy and tells her what Rufus wants, Missy says that those are master's wishes. She say, "You a bully gal. Rufus is a bully man. The
They could have overran the plantation.
Bully children."
But at the end of it was these fucking laws, Hatfield McCoy laws, that said it's okay for them to do anything else, and these laws are still in place.
I grabbed the poker and sits on the bench and say, "Get away from me before I bust your brains out and stomp on him." He say nothing and get out. Yeah. The next day, the master called me and tell me, "Woman, I paid this big money for you.
Ain't that some
And I
shit?
done that because I want you to raise me children. I put you here to live with Rufus for that purpose. Now, if you don't want whooping at the stake, you do what I want."
They're just lowlifes. Usually when a people is conquered,
I think
they're enslaved,
find me from the
then they have the trials, and then they're free. But not these scumbags in this country. Not that these scumbags got Irish.
And I think about
No.
being whooped at the stake. What am I to
Nope.
do?
They
So,
just started selling
I
and trading
decided
the
to
mighty
do
Moor people.
as the master wish.
Because they couldn't do it.
So
They didn't have the brains or the capability. And they still ain't got it. And
The
you're
slaves
still
never tried
kissing
to
their
slip away. They
asses.
never tried to run off.
Gotta change it.
No, not on the place where we was. I never hear them say they run off over there. Run off. other places. I hear them stay in the woods and so long until they wear the clothes on them, slip up.
Laura Smalley.
Now I heard Mama say when she was a girl, no, she brought Mississippi when she was a girl. That one old woman run off. She did run off. The beat her so she run off. And every night she slip home, somebody have her something to eat. And she get that victuals and going back in the woods, stay in the woods. And
Then put out
they tell
messages.
it,
Oh, they like being in slavery. They happy right now. Oh, they just happy.
Come home
Happy. We take their tax dollars and send it to
well,
freaking Ukraine. And I gotta pay fucking extortion fees. Oh, we
They
happy.
have him long like a dog. Just growed up, and stayed in the woods. They stayed in the woods. And they couldn't get him out.
Well, they have run off and get plumb free, where they, you ever hear
I hear them
talk
talk
about
about it going off, going off the places where they're free. But I hear her say, I didn't know that. She said just like she be some white people, would nigga come along, and he just get him off, taking him off where he wouldn't be no slave or wouldn't be beat up, and carry him off that way.
And I remember I take them over slavery time.
If they just knew the power
There
of
was
their
no
ancestors,
dead house.
it would have been a
Oh,
whole
Lord,
different
yeah.
thing. And now we
And you
supposed to
put
know the
prisoners
power of
in that
their
big house.
ancestors and to pull
This is the
from it.
voice of a man the interviewers called Uncle Billy McCrae.
And we used to go home, the people that want some tea, we used to go home and steal bread and stuff and folks see on the bar to the prisoners. And there's no long dead house. They had hounds. And he brought them hound in and brought 3 niggas. You can hound runaway niggas, cutting wood. And they, right across that creek stuff, they take them niggas and hook them. Let them niggas falling and praying. Then they take them out down and put them in bed.
Fall and pray and
Arnold
they kick it and they
Braxton's
kick
early
it.
life
When you see it
was
praying
spent
and working,
helping slaves
it's their
to
prayers.
freedom across
It's
the
their
Ohio
God you're
River,
praying to.
while
Stop.
he himself
You got Monty
remained
Ward's
in bondage.
energy you can pull
Clifton
from.
Davis
Pull
reads
from that.
Arnold Braxton.
Most of the slaves didn't know when they was born, but I did. You see, I was born on Christmas morning. It was in 1840. I was a full-grown man when I finally got my freedom.
A lot of these folks is
Before I
actors
got
and
it,
actresses.
though,
The happy
I
ones
helped a
is the
lot of
actors and
others get
actresses.
there. The Lord only know how many. Might have been as much as 200 or
Oh, they
300.
call it lively.
It was way more than 100, I know. But that all came after I was a young man, grown enough to know a pretty girl when I saw one.
It's time for us to take our
To
break.
go chasing after
I
her
need something to
too.
drink.
I was born on a plantation that belonged to Mr. Jack Tad.
It's not a
in
plantation.
County, just
It's an
across the river in
encampment.
Kentucky.
It's like Guantanamo Bay. All of America is one big Guantanamo freaking
Power
Bay.
on. Bluetooth ready to pair.
Really,
Bluetooth connected.
really. If I stop walking, y'all, the king gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I say come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I say come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Fair use, honey. Because there's fair use for us and then there's fair use for everybody else. But as long as I try. Y'all better catch the live because it may not be able to repeat, honey. Save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I say come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. Yeah, I hadn't opened. Oh shoot, I ain't the stop old girl. Well, she a baby. She just got here. Old girl, I put. Betsy. Ujima, collective works and responsibility. I got a collective works for y'all that came to me this morning. Let's get back to the walk. So I'm sitting there this morning, and now when I talk about Africans in American theme park, you will understand what I'm saying. When I first found Remembering Slavery, when I first found it, Remembering Slavery, I was just a little old writer. I think writing about a play, I was over at Sudi Purchase. I wrote a play about me and my daughter coming to Greenwich, Connecticut to live. And though it was like a 10-minute one-act play, the line that everybody in the class started repeating was, "Our body's just in Greenwich. The money ain't get here yet." The money ain't come the whole time I was there. So that's happy. I'm okay with that. Writing about that, I had wrote a screenplay about two girls running away from drug dealers because finally, they said, "Oh, you gotta write stuff like that." And I kept saying no. But then in my screenplay writing class, it was so encouraged that I did it. But when I found the ancestors and remembering slavery, that all changed. All changed. And every year I take them out. So my playwriting went from that to writing plays for teen violent deterrence. Writing plays for HIV education. They wore me out over Tell the Truth, Shame the Devil. Because they were my family. So every Kwanzaa, I would check them out and bring them home with me. And I would listen to them over the Kwanzaa holiday. and put up my libations and offerings and stuff. And I started researching different African tribes, different African cultures, and I would have that stuff here when the ancestors from remember slavery came for Kwanzaa. And the next thing I know, I can't sleep, I can't think. I don't know how I'm getting back and forth to Manhattan to the Schomburg Library. I guess they call it Museum and Library now. And 42nd Street, 5th Avenue Library. Researching. Economic researching. It's just so much. But I couldn't do anything else. So now, Kwanzaa, and I finally was able to afford to buy my own copy. And of course, the prices has come down now. When I found them in Greenwich, the price of that book was like $200. So they outpriced it, so none of our libraries, and we could not even afford to have it in our house. And now, I think it was $49. See? But you really got to get rid of those Hatfield and McCoys. So, as they do when they come to visit, but now they live here with me because I own the book. So, yesterday I stopped off at a political party. So I went upstairs. Might as well say we went upstairs. And I was like, well, what name will we have for a political party? And then, of course, first thing popped in my head was Black Lives Matter. And I said, no, that's a white organization. So we don't want that. So then I put it out my head. They was fussing, but I ain't paying no attention. And then this morning, got my little breakfast, getting ready, got my outfit. And I'm sitting there, and the ancestor said, diaspora. I said, who? They said, diaspora. I said, what you talking about, Willis? Diaspora. They said, yes. That's the name of the political party. Diaspora. I was like, oh, I could just feel the whole African American theme park thing. I could just feel them. I know what they was doing. I was just so happy to find them and to be able to afford to have my own copy for Kwanzaa. And then after not being able to find them for like 7 years because they were at no other library other than the Greenwich Library. And you could only take stuff from the library where you live, and I didn't live in Greenwich anymore. Haven't lived in Greenwich for about 8 years now, so it's been that long since I've had my own copy of Remember Slavery. Or here, or check out the copy. They don't have it up here. So, I was so happy to get them that I forgot what they do when we get together. See, remember when I told you I wrote, it's called Council. And I had to build this whole town. And I had to hold how you just had to build everything. How the town survived and just everything. So you had to make. Anyway, it's a lot of research. So It was them. Just a black town, progressing, doing everything, keeping drugs out. And then one day, a drug dealer stumbles into their town. And they fix him. And at the same time that he stumbles into town, they basically kept white people out of their town. They didn't want them in their town. So at the same time that the drug dealer stumbles in, a white family stumbles in. And the council takes care of everybody. Yes. But I also knew that that would never get accepted. I said that all over the place. They couldn't send that back to me fast enough saying, are you out your goddamn mind? So, there ain't never gonna be no town where no white people can't get into. They send that shit back to me fast and furious. So, it was them. But they just said, you just write it. You try to send it out, try to make it happen. If it don't happen, that ain't your, we'll take care of it. Move on. I did. So now, I said diaspora. Diaspora. And they said, Diaspora American Progressive Political Party. Diaspora America Progressive, DAP, Political Party. DAPP, DAP. Diaspora American, Diaspora American Progressive Political Party, DAP. And DAP, they went on, they inundated me this morning. Them folks. So I said, Diaspora American Political Party? And they said, yeah. The first thing they got to do is get rid of the electoral college. As long as the electoral college is there, the Hatfields and McCoys, be they Democrat, be they Republican, be they progressive, be they conservative, be they green, be they liberal, it don't mean a damn thing. Because it's all Hatfield and McCoy, and every law they pass is going to be one that puts their foot on our neck and hold there. The only way we can lift their foot off our neck is to have our own political party. DAP. Diaspora American Progressive, because Moors were always progressive. Look at them dummies in Kentucky. Holes all over the place. They knew how to make it because it's just digging in, but they don't know how to fill them out. They don't know. Obama tried to come through, but no, there ain't no black person ever gonna help them. They rather eat their own doodoo than to have a black person help them. So the first job of DAP, Diaspora American Progressive Political Party. So it's 3 P's, Progressive Political Party. It's to get rid of the electoral college and to allow homeschooling. Because the fact that only white teachers can stand in front of your kids and profess to teach them is, again, that Hatfield and McCoy shit. We're smart. Your parents are dumb. We white people, we know everything. So, that diaspora, American Progressive Political Party. Okay, ancestors, you happy? And then I'll have to do some research and blah, 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 blah. And the winds will move. And then I'll connect with this one. And this will connect with that one. And I'll just keep you going. Because obviously, if y'all want it, I'll do it. 10, neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1's a good one. Because any other party, don't matter what the name is, they're Hatfields and McCoy, and their whole mission is to reinstate slavery as best they can. So in their heads, all that money they send into Ukraine, they just taking it so the black people can't have it. So the black people can't get health insurance. So the black people can't pay their rent. They don't mean for it to be touching their white people. But I know y'all touched. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One for good luck. But as long as they tell y'all listen, pure being, y'all white. Don't worry. Y'all ain't got no health care. The blacks is worse than y'all. And then white goes, oh, at least we ain't bad as the blacks. We ain't got no health insurance. They ain't got no health insurance. But they ain't got no health insurance worse. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. I'm bringing up Africans in America theme park. Let me put this in the background. Because if I stop walking y'all, now first I gotta do my research. I hope they wait till I come back for my trip west. I never been to a state in America that didn't have enslavement camps. So it'd be great to go to a state that didn't, though in the minds of the people it is. Ooh, child, this is so tired. These weak people. Oh, let me turn this down some. Come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. See, when I wrote this, I don't know if I told y'all yesterday, it was a big waffle that only Chiquita could get their bananas here in America. I gotta bring this over somehow. Sorry, y'all, for the cameras moving. Only South America could get their bananas in here. Jamaica, other probably also Haiti. They so know Haiti is more that they hate their guts. And that's something I hope that DAP can take care of. The ASPA, American Progressive Political Party. I hope that's something we can take care of. But anyway, at the time, the ancestors got on me for this. A lot of rumbling that they couldn't get their bananas in here. The Hatfields and McCoys had made arrangements with South America and would not allow anyone else's bananas in here. So as I'm going on, the ancestors saying, if that's the case, we have African, we can bring the bananas here and it goes out from here. You bring them in here, we'll protect you to get it in here. We'll walk it from here, distribute, we'll take care of it. That's what came to me. Because you see how Hatfields and McCoys are? Anything to make sure that we don't get nothing. And then for investment purposes. In this country, black people, you stop investing your money, it ain't going to be no returns for you. It's not set up for you to get no returns. It ain't set up like that. And these rich black people going around talking about they got to put in almost $10 million to say, oh, I made $1 million. But they ain't tell you that they took $10 million. We making money. I invested $10 million. I got $1 million back. Hooray! That's Hatfield and McCoy fucking math. Stop it, y'all. So anyway, the ancestors came to me and they said, you can come to African American theme park. You can send your trucks, you can send your business, you can send it right here, and we'll have everything from the Caribbean countries where the Moors are shipped to here. The outside, let them take care of the Chiquita, because that's what the white people want. They want to make sure we don't get a dime. It's okay. You come through here, this money is for us. It's investment. You're going to get your dividends and shit. So, anyway, when you come in, remember, you're standing in line. You done got out of the boycott trail, the Civil Rights March. You got out of one of the segregated buses, segregated family only, single only, men only segregation, so you know how that feels, how it felt horrible for all of us. And then you come into the entrance, and as you're standing to get your tickets, boy, that beat is giving you, that excitement is giving you, you know it's a real good time of learning and experiencing, and just experiencing things, feeling, smelling. Was it taste, hear, smell? Anyway. We put an international food court because we're from all over and we cook from all over and we're great cooks. And when you come here, you can experience that. You can experience different foods. African twist, though, you know? Like African food from all the tribes. Let's start with that. Then we can go into the Jamaican and the Haitian and the Dominican Republics, though Dominican Republics don't consider themselves to be African, but they're another Hatfield and McCoy. They, anyway. How could I say? They the poor people. They the poor people. Yeah, the Pope enslaved them. It don't matter for them. They the poor people. Is that better? So this is the International Food Court. And remember I told you the lands of Jamaica, Panama, Haiti, Bahamas. But these are sea things where you have towns with, like islands. And then you would have your wave pools, or one big wave pool. And then you got out of there and you dried off. You could go into Future World. And Future World displays all the inventions that were not only made but are making. And that African American theme park can help you make and sponsor. So stuff will be coming from Future World out of African American theme park. Amazing things. And it would say, courtesy of African American theme park, sponsored by, made possible by. See, that's what the ancestors wanted, because all we have now is made by all the white people. The only reason why we made it, who we was, this white people, we don't need it. But we know all the black people, they ain't gonna need it. And so if we make money, it's going by surprise. No, we ain't doing that. Coming straight from here. So y'all know, technically, when I think about it, when I accepted the fact that yes, I am a Moor, and I'll tell you the history. My great-grandfather, or my father's grandfather, he owned the island, Warren Island, off South Carolina. Because after the Civil War, they ran off. And those were the owners of the conquered people. Okay, I don't want to say owners. They were allowed to control the descendants of the Moors. And when Jamaica kicked their butts out and freed themselves, they gathered what slaves they could gather, enslaved that they could gather, that didn't know enough, or probably who knows what they did. But the next thing they know, they found themselves. Yeah, they could have forced them on them ships under gunpoint. The next thing you know, they was all run out of Jamaica, running to either islands off of South Carolina or South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. So, that's future world. Future architect, we can build stuff. You know they purposely didn't let us build nothing. I remember I used to look at the commercials. They said, my father helped build the Empire State Building. And all the hard people tell the truth. You made sure that our ancestors couldn't even get a job. You made sure that we would never be able to be connected to those buildings. That's future world. Future architect projects. Big, beautiful. Okay. Oh, future world. All our creative stuff that's turned away. Well, it's not really turned away. They turn us away, but what they really do is keep it for themselves. But we ain't doing that here. Here it belongs to you, and it is yours. Ha ha! Well, thank you for sharing this. The ancestors are so happy. I know I am so happy. Like I said, I was just so happy to find that book that I forgot that whenever I brought them home for Kwanzaa, I have to be working, doing something to uplift the people. That's what Moors do. That's what Moors. It's not a gutter religion. Islamic, Catholic, Judaism. It's none of that stuff. Progressive, forward-thinking people, on the move people, building better people. That's what we come from. And they made sure to hide that history from us. But hey, y'all, it's true. Pull on the power of your ancestors and stop bowing down to these folks. Like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Put it in your head. Diaspora American Progressive Political Party. The ancestors want it. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.